Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we're going to continue our little series of 4 parts, 4 consecutive classes held at this hour here at verbling.com in order to look at the TOEFL speaking test. Yesterday was a sort of a general class, an introduction and a discussion about the scoring criteria of the TOEFL speaking test. Today's class will concentrate on questions 1 and 2, the independent questions. So we'll look a little bit at strategy as well. Students will have an opportunity to answer a question or two and get some feedback. So a bit of practice, hopefully. Hello, Heidi. How are you?
Hello, nice to see you again. Today, this is the first time to meet you, right?
What? I don't think so.
Usually I attend some classes, but today...
Oh, for today. Oh, okay. Not forever, but today. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I did not get enough sleep last night, and I am just a little behind the 8 ball today.
maybe yesterday you you had a cold. Maybe you had a cold.
No, not really. No, I'm okay. I'm healthy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, my brain is just a little slow today. Just to be perfectly honest, I didn't sleep very well, and having problems concentrating today.
Yeah, even my brain is very, very slow because I went out, then my brain was boiled.
Your brain was boiled.
Half boiled, yeah. Not hard boiled.
Hard boiled? Oh dear. Yeah.
Hard boiled is dangerous, but half boiled.
Half boiled. Okay. Okay. Anyhow, today we're gonna jump right into practicing a little TOEFL speaking questions 1 and 2. Quick note about these questions: they, as all TOEFL is, they are timed. Both of these 2 questions, independent questions, you have the question and then you are given 15 seconds. That's right, 15 seconds of preparation time, which is not very much. You have only 15 seconds to prepare and then 45 seconds to speak. So time is of the essence, to put it mildly. So it's very important to basically kind of know what you're going to do before you do it. With that in mind, let me welcome some others to the class. Hello, Luel.
Hello. Nice to see you again.
Likewise. And hello, Aratheli. Hi there.
Hello. How are you? Wait, I was asking, what is the time for you? Because you said you didn't sleep. For me, it's 8 a.m. And for you?
No, I said I didn't sleep well last night. I just didn't sleep very well. Now it's 2 o'clock, but in the afternoon. But I've already had 4 classes today. Kind of halfway through my day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I was saying you have already...
What I was saying in reference to 8, I feel a little behind the 8 ball. I'm a little slow. I just can't bring myself up to full alertness today for some reason. Okay. Let's try some practice here. Okay, I'm going to... Heidi, you were the first in the class, so here you go. Here's your question. Describe a place you would like to visit and explain why you chose this location. Use details and examples to support your position. Question 1 always says use details and examples to support your position.
Difficult question. I don't have any place to go.
Sorry?
I don't have any place to want to go.
Okay.
Very difficult question.
Okay, would you like to pass on this question and let somebody else try it? There's some follow-up I want to show related to this question. Would you mind getting another question then?
No, now I'm thinking.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking, but I already visited other place. Before thinking about sentence, to choosing the place is very difficult for me.
Okay.
Where I should go?
You're home. I think you prefer stay at home, so you can describe why.
Okay. Okay, let me just say, since this is a TOEFL preparation class, just, you know, if you're taking the actual TOEFL test, you have 15 seconds and there's no ifs,
Okay, I got
ands,
it.
or
Okay.
buts.
I already visited it, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then preparation for 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
40 minutes. No. 15 seconds preparation, 45 seconds speaking.
15. Okay.
15, which you've already used about 10 times.
Okay, let's start.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't. Wait. I'm sorry. Wait for it. How can I say? Oh, okay. I'll start, okay?
Okay, please begin.
Where I visit in the world is Bari. Bari is one place in Italy. Italy has a shape of boot, and the valley is located at the foot of hill, and very edge of Italy. Why I want to go there? Because about 3 years ago I visited that place once. That place is very quiet, no industrial place, so people are kind, and the air is very good. It faces to Mediterranean Sea, and the food was very cheap and delicious. I like arancini. I tasted once. I want to go there again.
Okay, and time. Good job using the time effectively. Okay, and by coincidence, I have an example with a template, which I would like to share with you to give you and others and people viewing the idea of what TOEFL is looking for. All right, so the question was, describe a place you would like to visit and explain why you chose this location. As always, use details and examples to support your position. Basically, TOEFL is looking for very specific structure. They're looking for very specific things. So you can basically template your response in regards to TOEFL. All right, so state your preference. Okay, Heidi, you pretty much did that. And in my example, they would also like to visit Italy. Okay, pretty straightforward. Okay, the template is very simple. It's not complicated. This doesn't take a lot of memory. Very simple. Give a reason, a little supporting detail, another reason, a little supporting detail. Very simple. I would like to choose to visit Italy because it has a lot of history. All right, fine. Now, Okay, actually, let me stop for a second. Heidi asked if she could talk about a place that she's already been to. Absolutely, you can do that. You can talk about anywhere. There is no, there's no lie. It's not a lie detector test. It's a TOEFL test. So they're not going to double check your information or see if you really mean it. Actually, strategy number one, the truth may not be the best answer. The best answer would be, what is the easiest thing to talk about? Is the best answer. Whether it is the real answer or not, what is easier to talk about? In question 2, which we'll look at in a little while, you're going to be asked to make a choice. Now, which is the best answer? Again, whichever one is the easiest to talk about. That's the best answer, because you're going to be able to speak more and speak in depth about the question. So there you go. So if you already know the place and you know some related words, some things to talk about, like Heidi did in her example, absolutely. However, the one thing, please keep in mind, describe a place you would like to visit and why you choose this location. Okay, keep in mind that this question is about the future. It's about a hypothetical future. Okay, so one thing, just your verb use, you should be talking about, I would like to try more of the food. It's okay to say, I've been there before and I would like to visit there again, but keep in mind that they're looking for you to actually talk about what you would like to do there, why you would like to visit, why you chose this place. All right. Anyway, the template, very simple. State your preference, reason 1, and then details. This is all you need. This is all you have time for in 45 seconds. Quick statement, quick supporting statement using, for example, Italy has many interesting Roman ruins. It would be interesting to see these historic sites. Okay, another reason. In bold here, in my little template I'm sharing with you, you can see many transitions, transition words, words we use to introduce an idea. Because, well, introducing a reason. For example, obviously, introducing an example, another reason. Okay, these transitions are insanely important for many reasons. They are specifically looking for them, first of all, and it will highly affect your score. Also, your organization is extremely important. In order to stay cohesive and organized, you need to use these kinds of transition phrases. Basically, if you use this very simple kind of template, you really can't go wrong. Another reason I would like to visit Italy is for the culture. Italy has been home to many great artists, and the museums there contain some of the most famous works of art. All right, not specifically an example, but extra detail about the culture. And also, this person would like the food, just as Heidi did. Okay. Finally, introducing the last reason. I would love to visit Italy to sample the food. I love Italian food. Would really like the chance to try some authentic Italian cooking. All right, very nice vocabulary there. Usually that's where your more unusual, specific-oriented vocabulary is going to come in the details. The devil's in the details, as they say. All right, this basic structure is really, really quite simple, and that's basically all you have to do. Notice this person is getting 7 sentences in, one which is quite short. That's about it. When we speak in general could be more or less, and it depends on the length of your sentences. Generally, most people speak about 8 sentences per minute. So if this person's, this person's got 7 or 8 sentences here in the 45 seconds. All right, that is that's a little. It's actually a little. I don't know, a little bold. Generally, if you get 2 reasons, that's it. That's all you've accomplished everything you need to do. So question number one, no matter what it is, going to be some kind of a preference question. The rest of you guys are going to practice now. Go for 2 reasons. If you can do 3, okay. However, in TOEFL, 2 reasons with more supporting detail is much better than 3 reasons with very little detail. Okay, that being said,
the part I explained about the location, is it needless?
Okay, that was a little, okay, that's detail, so that doesn't really hurt you. But, okay, that brings up another point. As far as TOEFL, it's very important that you answer the question. So, because everything is timed and the timing is tight. I mean, it is tight. It is really hard. In the upcoming questions 3, 4, 5, and 6, it is really the challenge is to get the information that they request within the time period that they allow you to speak. That's the challenge. Mm-hmm. As much or more than actually knowing, thinking of what to say. So you should be very, very direct as far as answering the question. So if the question is, describe a place that you would like to visit and why you would like to go there, then instead of spending a lot of time with background, which is what I would call this, it is located here, it's on the very edge of France, Italy's in the shape of a boot. You forgot the article there. The shape of a boot. And the preposition, it's on or at the very edge. That's all background. So if I was going to critique you, I would say be much more direct attacking the question. You don't have time for background information. Drastic difference between TOEFL and IELTS. IELTS background information is great. That's just extra detail, and that's terrific. TOEFL, but IELTS timed. TOEFL, you don't have time for any extraneous information. You've got to give only information related to the question, because 45 seconds is awfully fast. Really. It's insanely fast. Okay. Lual, I'm gonna share this with you just to make it perfectly easy. I'm gonna let you look at a template while you answer the question. Mm-hmm. All right. So here you go, Lual. Describe your favorite hobby and explain why you enjoy it. Use details and examples to support your point.
My favorite hobby is to having picnic in open air with my friends or my relatives or my parents, with music, with beer, with probably bonfire and camping there. Because I prefer the natural lifestyle, I would like to experience more from the nature, from the forest, mountains, beach, and also I am a beer fancier. I brew my own beer, and I like to listen music as well, from the classical to even electronic. So if I combine those things as one, it will make me so happy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, you got cut off, all right, about the time if I combine. A word about that. In TOEFL, if you get cut off, it's not the end of the world. Don't freak out. Don't pull your hair out. Don't scream out loud. Nothing like that. All right. As long in TOEFL, because it is timed, as long as you are proceeding in a very logical, coherent, and cohesive manner, you can still get a perfect score, even though you really didn't finish everything. For example, questions 1 or 2, you're able to give reason 1, detail 1, reason 2, start on detail 2, but you get cut off. You can still get a perfect score, okay? Because it's very it's very obvious what you were just about to say. Okay. What else? Um, all right. If I'm going to critique you, your statement of personal preference. All right. Your statement. You took a. Okay. You took a long while. I don't know. This was an extremely long sentence, and you used with this and with that and with the, and you listed many things before you finally said
Sorry.
because and gave a reason. Uh, okay, this was like a 10-mile sentence. But here's the thing: 2 things. Listing listing is okay, but I would save listing for a detail. Okay. It's okay to list things, if they're talking about music or something. I like reggae and punk rock and okay, fine. You can list things, but usually that's in detail that wouldn't be up here in the beginning, the introduction sentence. Uh, okay. Also, it is definitely much better form to you, to have a simple sentence, but okay, a complete sentence. Uh, I like to draw because that's not good. Um, my favorite hobby is drawing. Period. Then go on to reasons. Many, everybody says I like this because they combine these two. It is much better form. It shows greater organization skills to start out with a complete sentence, period. Then move on to your reasons. My first point is, first of all, because uh, like that, it gives you another opportunity to use the transition. Number one. Number two, it's just good form. When you give a presentation at work, I would like to now explain about the sales figures over the last quarter. You don't say, on your first slide showing a PowerPoint, you don't say, I would like to show the first quarter sales earnings and how they are rising and falling and what may be causing these dramatic problems and what we can do about it. You wouldn't say all that in one sentence to present your first slide. That sounds weird. No, you would stop and then go on to the next slide. First of all, I would like to show you in the month of January, take one detail at a time. It's just better organization. I did hear, and also when you brought up your second point, kudos. Very good. Okay, I heard a because. So I heard a couple transitions. I'd like to hear at least 4 in question 1. And also, Luo, you listen to music. All right, you need to locate listen with the preposition to. I like to listen to music. You need it.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Okay, now I'm going to throw away. Okay. I'm going to not throw this away. I'm not really actually throwing it away, but I'm going to hide it, make it a little harder for Araceli and Ken. Oh, bye, Ken. I mean, hi, Ken. My brain is not functioning. Hi, Ken.
Hi, hello.
Hi. Okay, Araceli, ladies first. Are you ready for your question?
No, but I will have to try.
Okay. All right. A lot of these questions, question one questions, that is to say, have to do with your favorite. And sometimes it's kind of strange. So, Artheli, what is your favorite style of clothing? Describe it and explain why it is your favorite.
Well, I think my favorite style of clothing is casual clothing. I don't like to dress with very formal clothes. Also, when you have to go to work, you have to wear this kind of clothes like suits and all that. But I think when I am spending my free time with my family, I like to wear casual clothes like jeans because they are comfortable, because they make me feel more natural and also stiff, and because they give an the I also think that casual clothing makes you look younger and more fresh, and this is why.
Mm,
And I also like, yeah. Oh,
45 seconds is
it was
fast.
very difficult.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I know it, but it was very difficult to make up my mind to what I wanted to say about the subject because it was really weird.
Yes, it is a weird
But
subject. I agree. I totally agree. And they do that. They give you kind of weird subjects. Um, okay, let me, a couple comments. Artheli, I don't know. Okay, she gave a very clear opening statement. Excellent. Um, okay, I noticed that Artheli used a concessionary statement. Although in the workplace it's important to wear suit, by the way, pronunciation, suits, suit, you
suits.
know, yeah, coat and tie, suit.
Mm.
Uh, okay, although she started with although, this is a transition to introduce a concession. I think, and then I think it's better to wear, and I don't even remember what she said, but okay, she used it correctly. She made a concessionary point. Okay, you know what? TOEFL would love this. Um, on one hand, but on the other hand, kind of statement. Um, although this is good, I think this is better. All right, great. That's another way to give one of your points, and a very good way, actually. Um, excellent. Pronunciation suits, pronunciation comfortable. Okay, this is an English word where
Comfortable.
we don't actually, comfortable. We don't actually pronounce the OR in the middle. It sounds like comfortable. It doesn't sound like it's written, in other words. And it's certainly not all of what appears to be the vowel. It kind of sounds like comfortable. It sounds like this, Araceli. Comfortable. Comfortable. Uh, yes, we just don't pronounce the or in the middle. Comfortable. We don't say that. This is important because this is the difference between a 3 and a 4 in the raw score. If you know how native speakers say it, even though it seems weird, even though there may be ellipsis, dropped sounds, reduced pronunciation, okay, this is part of your delivery. Okay. Overall, that was very good. Borderline 3-4. 4 is the top score. Okay, Luel, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. One thing, though, Artheli, that may prevent you from getting a 4, you said something like 2 or 3 words that I just didn't. Went right over my head. I have no idea what you said. Something about stiff.
Yeah, I, it's just stiff the word. I didn't know. I meant that. But I think I shouldn't. I wasn't finding the exact word, so I should have changed or something. But I tried to find it, and you don't have time to find a word if you are not sure about it. So I meant that people, when they are dressing very formally, maybe they give an appearance of being so distant or stiff or something like
Oh,
that.
stiff. I get it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
But I knew I wasn't saying correctly, so I think I shouldn't have said that if I was not sure about that.
Well, that's pretty much the idea. Exactly. And thank you for adding that tip. If you're not sure how to say it correctly, like an idiom or an expression or something, yeah, you should just leave it out. You can really, as you might have noticed in the template that I showed you guys, it's very simple. There's nothing very complex as far as vocabulary or even sentence structure. Mostly simple sentences, one or two compound or complex sentences in there. Here's the other thing. As long as you're using subordinators or transitions, it forces you to make compound and complex sentences. Simply using the connective because forces you to make a subordinate clause. You're making a complex sentence. You have to. As long as you're concentrating on using these transitions, the grammar's going to take care of itself as long as you actually know how to do that. So, yeah. Okay, that was pretty good. That was actually a good job, Artheli. Nice. Ken?
Yes.
Yes. Your question. All right. Sometimes, again, these questions can be weird. Some questions are generally you're describing someone, but it could be, and I'm not someone, something. You're just describing something, place, a favorite, or perhaps a person. There's quite a few times it's going to be talking about a person. Talk about or describe. Talk about a person in your life who has inspired you. Describe the person, explain why you found him or her inspirational.
Okay. Talking about a person in my life who has inspired me. Uh, Several friends inspire me, and because they have a different quality of me, and their character are different from me, and the way of life is different from me. So these kind of thing, a difference, make me realize. So, this way of life, not only my way of life, but also I can find another way of life, or another way to how to communicate with people. So these friends are very inspired my life and the way of living and how to communicate with people. Uh, I think it's a really good inspiration in our people. That's it.
Time. Okay, was that a hard one?
uh, kind of. There's not preparation time for TOEFL.
There's
TOEFL.
15 seconds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have told you you have 15 seconds, but believe 15 seconds is really not much. It's not a whole lot of help. I don't know why they bother, honestly. Okay. You've got to take these questions quite literally, and that goes for the entire test, the reading, listening, speaking, and writing sections of the TOEFL test. Take them at their word. When they mean talk about a person in your life, they're using the article a. They mean you need to talk about one person. Otherwise, you're off topic.
Yeah.
You have to take them quite literally, unfortunately. You don't have a lot of leeway. Much less so in the structure of this test than in IELTS. You have much greater flexibility in IELTS. You have almost nothing, no flexibility. You don't, period. You don't have any flexibility in TOEFL at all. Okay, you started, talking about a person who's inspired me. It's sort of an, first of all, sometimes we do use this as kind of a transition to introduce something we want to talk about, but we don't say, usually we don't say talking about, we say speaking about. But the problem is with this transition is that we use this transition when there's already been a conversation, when there's already information or dialogue. Speaking about that, or okay, since you're talking about this, I'm going to add a point. That's when we use this. So it's kind of a strange transition to start a discourse, or to start a monologue. I would not suggest it. Okay, so just be very, very, very direct. All right, a person who has greatly inspired me is Michael Jackson. Does it? Okay, just as an example. His dance moves inspired me to dance at my in my school drama club. It doesn't matter what you say, honestly. In any case, okay. Yeah, you should pick somebody and just go with it. All right. Right, you said their character are different. Well,
Characters.
thank you. Exactly. Their characters are different. This friends are inspired. No. You are inspired. He is inspired. They are inspired. If they're inspired, they have inspiration, but they are inspirational, or they are inspiring to you, or they are inspirational to you. Okay? Wrong adjective use. It's the old ing and ed. Although there's different versions, there's quite often the bored and boring. Okay? I am bored, the movie's boring. Okay? Like that.
Okay.
So you can't say the movie is bored. That makes no sense. Okay, Miguel, outside the classroom. Hi. All right. You just
Hi,
listen.
okay. No
Fine.
problem. Hi, you continue normal. I only here now, okay?
You don't want to have a practice question?
In this moment, I have to do a call. No problem. You continue.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. He's busy. That's cool. Okay. Second question. Let's move on to question 2, which is similar. You're going to, however, choose an option. Heidi, do you want to go first again, or do you want to make somebody else go first?
Yes.
You'll go first again? Okie doke.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to share this with you. By the way, I haven't been giving you guys 15 seconds, and I haven't been sharing the question every time. You will be able to see the question on the actual TOEFL test. Okay, Heidi?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's your question here. Some universities give financial aid in the form of grants, which don't have to be paid back, whereas others provide financial assistance in the form of loans, which must be paid back. Which option do you think is better, and why? Support your decision with reasons and examples. Again, 15 seconds and then 45 seconds.
Financial aid and the grant is no need to pay back.
That's right. Yeah.
I need to write down.
Well, you have 15 seconds.
The form of grant. Okay. And another is loan, loan, form of loan and grant. Okay, grant. Huh. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Start.
Yeah.
I think financial aid or form of grant is much better because many poor people they can't go to the university. For them, they should have aid. But if they need to pay back after graduate, they get a new job. But at first, their salary is very low, so it's very difficult to pay back. Sometimes I heard people run away from that place. Then, it's okay if the people who could be receive aid is a small number, but still it's better.
Okay. Are you timing yourself? Because your timing is perfect every time. Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. Again, you use the because connector to connect your initial statement, your opening sentence with your first reason. Again, I have to say I advise against that. Okay. One other small thing. After graduate, you need to have after you need a subject after they graduate. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at what template an imaginary person might have answered. State the opinion, again, clearly separated from the first reason. I think it is better to offer student loans. Notice how quick, clean, clear, concise, attacking the question quite directly the first sentence is. And actually, this remains true for all 6 questions on the TOEFL test. Your first sentence should be a quite direct attack on the question. Good strategy, especially later in the test when you have 2 or 3 tasks to accomplish in your answer. Get this out of the way. Get your first sentence totally out of the way as quickly as possible. Okay, again, it's actually the same thing. Reason, detail, reason, detail. I prefer, okay, in this question, this is always going to be some sort of a choosing an option question, so I prefer is a very normal transition to use. I would choose, I prefer, I would rather, whatever. Okay. Notice also the use of the comparative adjective. I think it is better to offer student loans. All right. Very useful in question 2 because 1 will be better. Preferable is a better option. Something like that. Good vocabulary or phrases to use. All right. I prefer loans because they make the student responsible. Oh, do they? A student has to pay back a loan, becomes personally responsible for his or her education. Okay. Again, same thing. Reason, detail. Reason, detail. Furthermore, in the transition, loans are safer for the school. All right. Grants require the school to give away large amounts of money, and there is no guarantee that the school will get their money back. Okay. Lastly, another transition you can use. A student with a loan is probably more likely to stay in school. Okay. Totally an opinion here, and who says? Who says? Who says? Nobody cares about the validity of these reasons. Really, honestly, nobody cares. It doesn't matter. Okay. Basically, just kind of following this template will get you where you kind of need to go. All right, that's it. Okay. Artheli,
Yes.
here's your question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Some people believe that universities should require students to take classes on ethics, whereas others believe a school should focus only on academic issues. Which do you think is better? Support your decisions with reasons and examples.
Okay. uh, I think that it's better that universities don't offer ethic classes. I think when our students are at college, they are there to learn something that can be useful for them professionally, and not to have this kind of general learning that could be ethics. Also, I think that there may be students for many different religions and beliefs, and this could be dangerous to teach ethics at college. And also, I think that you can learn about ethics not without a specific subject, but you can teach also about ethics with your example.
Okay. Slightly over time, but no big deal. All right, that was very good. It was actually quite good. Complete sentences which had no grammatical problems or misused vocabulary. That was very good. My one small critique is that you used and also at least twice, maybe even 3 times. Try to use different transitions, signal words and phrases.
Yeah.
Don't repeat the same one. But that's about it. Okay, that was very well structured. It had a clear opening, separate from the rest, and then it was very clear that you were adding a point, and then it was very clear when your next point, this was a new point. This is what I'm talking about. This is called, it's very coherent, easy to understand, easy for me to follow. I don't have to struggle to understand it. Half of the scoring in TOEFL is about how much effort does the scorer have to put in to actually understand what you're trying to say. That was effortless. I completely understood your points. So that, I feel quite sure that would be a 4 right there. That was a very good example. One thing I want to add that is totally not related to Araceli's beautiful example here is that this question, for me at least, it is extremely tempting to try to split the difference. Because I personally, my real opinion is I feel in some cases it is warranted to teach ethics. For example, in the medical or health professions, I think that they should learn ethics, or possibly even in business. But in some cases, like being an engineer, it's kind of pointless. So in my real opinion, is that sometimes yes, sometimes no. Okay, I have a lot I could say about it. However, I need to restrain myself. You don't have time to point out both sides of the argument and do a comparative analysis. You just don't have time. And even though you may believe it, and even though you may think you know exactly what you want to say about it, please pick one side or the other, A or B, black or white, whatever, and run with that. Araceli, you did. You picked one side of the argument and actually did that. It's an easy mistake to make, but all you're going to do is confuse yourself, run out of time before you've even made one good point. Good job, by the way. Excellent.
Thank you.
Certainly. Okie doke. Where am I going? 369. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm going to move forward. Whoops, that's too far. Oops. Okay, that's way too far. Okay. Here's what it kind of might look like on the test, by the way. Oopsie. Okay. I'm on question 5. I obviously went too far forward. Okay, it's kind of going to look something like this. Choose an option. Okay. It's going to look kind of like this on the test. All right, you're going to be looking at a screen. You have some sort of little insignia here, this little headphones to show you should be listening. It will tell you your preparation time, response time. This thing down here is a timer. So you'll be able to see this will slowly fill up with a I think a green or blue bar as your time runs out. So when the bar turns all green, you're out of time. Okay, so you can see what you're looking at. The computer screen is ridiculously, insanely basic. Section exit, pause test, you don't want to push those because that will make your test invalid. Volume button, extremely simple and straightforward to operate. So, all right, don't worry about this. You would see this, and as the headphones indicate, you would also hear the narrator speak this. So, Ken?
Okay.
Some people believe that same-sex schools are more effective, whereas other people believe that schools with both boys and girls are better. Which approach do you think is better and why? Include details and examples in your response. 15 seconds. Okay.
Yes.
Please begin.
Okay. I think school with boys and girls are better because our society, actual society, consists of two genders or more probably. So we are in school and boys girls school. We can learn how to communicate with both genders, and we are inspired each other, and school doesn't necessarily to divide the people in accordance with gender. It's not a modern style of education. Modern style education is more open for both genders. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Be aware. Okay. Don't be careful not to start out by saying, "Okay, well, just be ready
Yeah.
to talk."
Mhm.
I don't, not that that's that big a deal. The other thing is, I apologize. I started kind of laughing, sort of juvenilely. I told you I'm not really thinking right today. When Ken said that, of course, real society consists of two genders or possibly more. It was your delivery, Ken, that cracked me up. It was funny how you said that. So anyway, I may have distracted you, and I apologize for that. However, it does bring up a point. You will be taking this test with other people in the same room. So you will be able to hear them talking to the computer at the same time you are. So please keep this in mind as you are studying for your TOEFL exam. You may want to try practicing with the radio and the television on at the same time and your parents talking in the background or whatever. Because this is something that really, really messes some people up. They have a hard time starting. So keep that in mind. You have to be prepared for talking in with distraction. Okay. We We are inspire each other. I think you got mixed up with the adjective and the verb, trying to use your same, use that inspire word again. Okay, but overall, okay, you definitely stated your case, and you definitely stated that in real life. Okay, I got a reason. One reason in real life, we have at least two genders. What was your second point? If I had to separate it, I think you had one.
One point is, the actual society has genders, and
Right.
so a student have to prepare for that. And another
Right.
point is the different genders people can be inspired each other.
Oh, inspiring. I just said it, didn't I? And duh. Yeah, my brain isn't working. Yeah, okay. Can inspire? All right, can inspire us. The sort of sentence structure got a little sloppy on that second part. I got a little confused trying to follow you. Okay. All right. Good practice there. Well, we've only got a minute or two. Does anybody have any questions before I make some closing remarks? Any questions from anybody about TOEFL? Questions 1 or 2, or about anything else?
What was wrong about mine?
Oh God. I honestly don't remember. You should try this. Actually, here is an interesting exercise to practice TOEFL, which may help your own understanding of how to deliver it yourself. You should actually try scoring someone else so that you understand that I am not actually listening. When I'm scoring, somebody can ask me immediately after they take the test. I really sometimes don't even remember the particular information. So since I concentrated on 2 tests after yours, Heidi, I don't have the faintest idea what your question was or what we talked about. I have no idea. Yeah, sorry.
Me too, I have no idea.
It takes a lot of concentration to score someone. Again, with Heidi, your biggest thing whenever it's okay when we do a normal conversation class, frankly. I can follow the thread of your conversation, but sometimes I don't quite understand 2 words connected together. Sometimes the article's missing or preposition. When it comes to testing, my brain goes into another gear. When I'm actually in an IELTS or TOEFL class, I'm actually thinking I have to put my head in a different place. The content isn't important at all. When we're in a conversation class and we're talking about pets, I'm much more concerned with your content and getting your message across in the proper way. When I do IELTS or TOEFL, when I'm analyzing your speaking, I totally the opposite. I could care less what you say. All I'm listening for is your grammar, verb tense, conjugations, blah, 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 and the actual organization. Do I hear a clear point, detail? I'm so focused on that, I totally lose track of the content, to be honest. And so, Heidi, when we do a test class, I very much am concentrating on how you're doing it, and your delivery is just always a little too fast. I have a hard time. I have to really concentrate in order to get everything. To be honest, if you slow down a little bit, it would help a lot.
I want to ask you only what what's a bad point about evaluation. I don't want to need to hear a good point and it's okay or something. It's not good, only that. Okay.
For you, but Heidi, I'm teaching everyone in the class, plus I'm actually teaching the viewers who are watching the class, and I'm teaching people who are watching this video 3 months from now. So I like to reinforce strong points to make sure that students don't lose those qualities.
From next time, please say only bad point. Okay.
Okay, but Heidi, I'll say it again. I'm not just teaching you, I'm trying to teach others based on your example. Okay, if you want me to teach in that style, I suggest you take a one-on-one class with me, and then I can teach in any style you would like. Okay, that said, it's time for me to go. I'm already late for class. I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.